What you doing, baby? Come on up. Uppy, uppy. There he is. There's the baby. Where's Pablo? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hi. Here comes Pablo. Come here, baby. Come here, Pops. I'm up in this room because my wife's out of town. There's Pablo. He always smells my stinky breath. Benny, you okay? No, we're up here now. Come here. One more kiss. One more kiss. Come here. Uppy. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Give me. Oh, there. No. Come here. All right. There's the doggies. All right. All right. Party time. What's up, everybody? See Kenny on there? Right on. Colts, I saw the Colts beat the Steelers. I saw that. Yeah, Joe Flacco. I can't believe that guy's back. It's crazy. Crazy. I'm in my office where I haven't been in for a while. So it's a big old mess here. I did not have steak or ribs tonight. We had leftovers because excuse me. We had some catered Italian food last night from a Buca something, and we had just a ton left over. So it was penny pasta and some other stuff. It was fun. It was good because we had Maddie's boyfriend and her parent and his parents were in came over for dinner to celebrate Maddie's graduation from graduate school. And now Maddie and my wife are in San Diego looking for a place for Maddie to live for next year as she pursues her bigger and better career. Bigger and better career than I ever had, for sure. Just right here. Just right here. Will lack food even when war is ended. Withdrawal men from agriculture be long felt. War, dude. War is inflationary. Always and everywhere. War is inflationary. 100%. I talked about this in my book. What I thought was interesting. This is in Essex, which had a mixed population. The births last year, number 17,000 against 10,000 deaths. And again, we're getting exact opposite now in basically most of the world. The needs of the war had aroused the English farmers to discard all their old conservative methods of tilling the ground and adopt motor power and the latest types of agricultural machinery. The results are so surprising to them that they will never go back to the old farming methods of their ancestry. Isn't that interesting? Because things like the diesel engine and things like that nature. I just got done reading the book Rudolph the Mysterious Death of Rudolph Diesel. A very good book. You should read, as a matter of fact. I very much enjoyed that, and I'm a big fan of diesel engines actually, and I want to learn more. So, all right, let's see what we got here. Appreciate y'all being here. Lewis says he's retired. Hey, 35 years at Publix. Right on. He sold his house. He traveled. Has $2 million in an annuity. $375,000. If I take Social Security, I get $2,100 a month. Don't need, but why wait? My break even is probably 81, but after 75, things slow down. And let my public stock. So Lewis is making. So here's Lewis. Lewis is saying he's going to take Social Security to let his public stock grow at 10 to 12% a year. Okay. Oh my goodness. I'm just gonna like grow at 10%, 12 cents a year. Yeah, okay. Good luck with that. I mean, it could happen. I don't know. Just the idea that, I'm gonna do whatever the hell you want. I don't care. I'm gonna let my public stock grow at 10 to 12% a year. Okay. All right, Vaughn, right on, man. Pulverizer, I want to see Splash More take me to. No, Splash More take me. What the hell are you talking about? Pulverizer, are you drunk again, dude? Damn. All right, I'm gonna go get my. I'm gonna take you guys with me so I can pour my hot tea. Hold on just a second. You'll see Shay. Oh boy. There's the house right there with our Christmas tree. We have the basketball game on. Liam turned off the Hawks game. Don't know why. So I'm gonna pour my hot tea. You can see that's our setup right there. Our fake tree. Fake tree is the only way to go. I never thought I'd say I'd ever have a fake tree. And I love fake trees. They are awesome. We had a big fake tree for like 10 years, and it started getting, the lights are getting bad. There it is right there. Now we got this gold. We had a golden fake tree that I didn't think I'd like, but I freaking love that thing, man. Look at that. Fake trees are the only way to go, for sure. So highly recommend Fake Trees. Never thought I'd say that, and I love them 100%. I think Pulverizer's been pulverizing the draft beer. That's what I think Pulverizer's like. Pulverizer, you Irish by chance? Are you Irish? I think he is. Yeah, Vikings lost. Yeah, Joshua Dobbs not looking good lately. Sean's in the house. Not having ribs or brisket. Andrew had no, didn't know. I'm betting we had steak tonight. No, Frenchie Mama, no steak tonight. Got Kevin Hawthorne. There's Jill, Denise in the house. Kenny, Eric, Kirk. I can't believe I'm only 5'9". I look like a stud linebacker. Well, Kirk, I appreciate your comment on my physique. It's kind of weird. I don't go that way. If I did, I might, swing out to Portland to swing out with you, if you know what I'm saying. But I only like the ladies, Kirk. But hopefully the ladies like my physique. My wife doesn't seem to like it very much, if you know what I'm saying. My wife's very stingy with the, if you know what I'm talking about. But she wasn't so stingy for us to have 4 kids. But you know what I'm saying? Hey, Marie, hey, Paso, what's going on, PA? Vern. If you want kids, buy me dinner first, 100%. A man in Maine. Love the happy, nothing, computer science. She's a data scientist, Vern. And actually, I don't have the thing here. I think there's only 3 white girls in our whole program. And the program had like 420 or something like that. Yeah. There's not enough diversity. That's all there is to it. And that's not to say these people don't deserve it. It's not to say they're not crushing. What the hell, dude? There's no blacks, none whatsoever at the Georgia Tech master's degree in computer science. There might be one from Africa. There's no American-born blacks. There's very, very few white girls and a couple more white men. That's it. I mean, you should look at the names, and I don't fault those people at all. What the hell is America doing educating the rest of the world? That's what I want to know. What the hell, dude? You know what I'm saying? It's freaking not right. I'm just telling you right now, and I know why it's happening, and I don't blame these people coming here at all. None whatsoever. None. The system is set up to hurt America. That's all there is to it. But the Republic. This is my whole diatribe about the Republican Party today. Dude, the idea that the Republican Party isn't part of this, do you really think they're not? The Republican Party is freaking light Democrat. That's it. So what does Owen Benjamin say? So yeah, do you think the Democrats are crazy liberal today? Just wait 5 years and then the Republicans will be on board. I could not agree with that more. I could not agree with that more. It's insane, man. The Republican Party just freaking sucks. I'm so sick of those guys. It's the Ukraine money and the FISA stuff. Just that's it for me. They can kiss my big fat. They suck. I hate them. I shouldn't say I hate them. I so despise them. It's only gonna be a few years to hear about the senator from Maryland's a Democrat, Ben Cardin, whose staffer was getting jiggy with it with another guy and a man, 2 men getting jiggy with it in like the Senate office building or something like that, the Russell office building, whatever held the Senate. I don't know what it's called. And put it on YouTube or put it on Grindr, whatever those guys do. I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? In 5 years from now, the Republicans are going to defend that. So it's just love. Like right now, the Republicans are discussing 5 years from now for the Republicans are going to defend that. It's freaking disgusting. I'm sick of it. And so you look to the list of the people, and I don't blame any of those individuals, none at all. The point is that Georgia Tech and all these other schools, they know if they want they want the full tuition, they got to get it outside the United States, and they do. And we just freaking bend over backwards. It's insanity. It's insanity. And we go and we educate these people, and they go, and some stay here, and a lot don't. And it's freaking nuts. And I'll never forget when I was at George Mason economics, that nice guy, Chinese guy, the great guy. He hated communism. Great. I couldn't understand a damn word he said. Nice guy. I said, "Why are you teaching?" I didn't say it to him because I want to get a good grade, but you couldn't understand a damn word he said. And I was in school in the mid '90s, folks. Yeah, you think it's got any better? Who is the guy saying that about Harvard or something like that? Like, if you're any white guy, you'll never get a job at Harvard as a professor. You're never going to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's insane. And probably for Asian too. I don't know. But I mean, just like what the hell? It's crazy to me. And people just go along with it. Like, oh well, if we just keep voting harder, it's gonna no, it's not. It's not gonna change until you stop. It's crazy to me. And I don't understand it, man. And it's not right. It's just not right. Literally 3 white girls in her whole program, and I didn't even notice it. Her boyfriend knows. He goes, "Man," and he went to Georgia Tech. That's where they met. And there's no American blacks, none. That's not to say all the Asians and Indians and whatnot aren't American. I'm sure a good amount are, but I'm also sure a good amount aren't. And that's not acceptable. It's just not. That our own tax dollars are going, we're funding with a US dollar that apparently we don't have any money, but we certainly have enough to give to Ukraine to support FISA, the FBI, all this crap, and to support our higher education. Apparently, we got freaking money out of the blue for that. Republicans, but we don't have money for, I was talking to my locals last stream the other day. An F-16 went down. Who knows what the hell happened to the pilot? This is not the first one that's gone this year. There was a $300 million war machines, but the Republicans are going to gripe at bloody murder about Social Security. It just is insanity. It's insane, and they suck. All right, that's all. Josh, as a financial plan, would you recommend that a man become a passport bro and utilize geographic arbitrage for lower cost of living for looking for a hot foreign wife? I wouldn't recommend it because I think you can find a hot American wife, 100%. And if you haven't found one, you haven't looked hard. I 100% think you can. And you should get a hot American wife. Now, look, if you find a lady that happens that you love or are endeared towards, and happens to be and she happens to be Filipino or Asian or I guess no one's English, heaven forbid, or South America, I got no qualm with that, none whatsoever. I'm just saying I don't think you need to do that, but whatever, dude. But being married is a good thing, and if you got to go overseas get married, I got no qualm with that, none whatsoever. Being married is the best thing we can do for a civil society. Marriage, I'm just telling you. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. But wait it out if it's not happening right away. Look, I don't know what I would do. If Charlotte left me, maybe she'll never come back from San Diego. I don't know. I don't know what the hell I'd do. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, where do you start? I don't drink. I'm not going to start drinking. And I mean, I don't know what I'd do. I mean, go to a bar. I'm not going to a freaking bar. Probably through church or something like that. I mean, I was talking to these people the other day. I said, "How'd y'all meet?" This is both their second marriages, and they met through their church. There's a divorce group for church or something like that. I said, that's pretty cool, because the church is good for that. I think you probably should get involved in a church. But yeah, 100%. I don't. Being married is good. It's good for society to be married. That's a fact. So, speaking of Thailand, there's my man Lewis. Right on. So there he is, the maniac. I'm a maniac. So here's Jay Berta. We're both 62. She doesn't work and can get $700 a month. Should she claim and then switch to spousal? That's a great question, Jay. I think about that for my wife and myself too. And you're the difference between you guys is you guys are the same age. The the problem is her spousal will be reduced as well. So it won't be $1,700 a month. It'll be $1,700 a month by minus, I guess, 30% off top of it. So let's take our trusty calculator. This is always a challenge. There's no right answer for this, but 1,700 minus 30%. She's a maniac. About $1,200 a month. So she's gonna get $1,200. No, I'm sorry. She'll get how much she said now. She'll get. I'm assuming that $700 a month has already been reduced. So she's going to get $700 a month now, and then she'll get $1,200 a month when when you file. So that's $700 a month now times 5 years. That's 60. So she'll get about $42,000, and then she'll get $500 a month less than she would if she would have waited, if that makes sense. So she'll get $42,000 now, and then she'll get $1,200 as opposed to $1,700. So that's 6,000 a year. So 6,000, 42,000 divided by 6, 42, divided by 6. So it'll take 42 divided by 6. So it'll take 7 years. So by the time she is 67, 74, and this is just off the top of my head, I'm just thinking out loud here, 6,000 a month. Yeah, she'll have to be 74 before. If she can survive until 74, then she'll be happy that she did not take it early. Right. And what's the likelihood of her passing away before 74? I don't know, man. I think that's a difference. I hope this makes sense. Let me see if Jay's still typing in here because that's What the hell's Mount Splashmore pulverizer? Damn, pulverizer. Hey, John Porter. Well, so Jay, look at, oh man, here's pulverizer. Say you can find a hot American wife to clean you out. Take half. Here's Jim saying don't get a wife. Oh boy. I saw that, Dan in Boston. You are not invited. Nope, you're the wrong color. You're the wrong color. All right. Yeah, I would, Jay. I mean, if unless your wife is, a million jabbed up and whatnot, and boosted, and wearing 20 different masks and purple hair, and you know what I'm saying. And did you hear about the new Southwest airline policy? I don't know if y'all, it's raining out. I don't know if y'all heard this, but if you're plus size, you can get a free ticket next to you. Oh, for the love of the good Lord, man. Let's say prayers real quick. Heavenly Father, oh, this world of ours is just so silly. Please just give us you've given us the ability to laugh. And laughter is the best remedy. Laughter is the best remedy. And please let us use your laughter you gave to us to recognize the world is a joke. And the only thing that matters is you. And you love us all as each individually. And we know you're out there. We know you love us. We know that we will be with you. But we just can't get too caught up in this world because this world is temporary. Your world is eternal. This world is temporary. This body is nothing but a corpse that's just waiting on the soul to leave it. Our soul is what matters. Do not let us lose our soul for the temporal concerns of this silly world. We pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Because, man, alive. Yeah. Hey, Penelope, thought you were unsubscribing. Thought you were unsubscribing because I said a vote for Trump. Oh my goodness! This one guy said um, that he was unsubscribing because he said, "I can't believe you're voting for Trump." I said, "Dude, I get new people here all the time, but I don't think I've ever made that. I mean, I've been doing this for 6 years, man." I said, "I don't think I've ever made it one time any indication that I'm going to freaking vote for the Democrats, ever." Anyway, so I have a girlfriend up here. She's a financial wreck, and no way will I marry her. No, don't marry to someone else's financial ruin. Love Latinas like her, and may go to Mexico or Peru to marry and start a new life. Yeah, dude, I love, dude, freaking. A vote for Trump is a vote for Biden. Okay. Yeah, 100%. Dude, I think Mexico freaking crushes, man. I don't like. I'm not moving there. I mean, I'm staying in the United States, but I like Mexico. I've only been there like on a couple times, to freaking couple places. That's it. But I've known a bunch of people from Mexico. A bunch of people have gone down there. I like it. I have gone to Peru. I very much enjoyed Peru. Peru worries me. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit too far away because when the natives get restless, they're going to come after the gringos. That's just a fact. But I like Mexico. I could handle that for sure. I was talking to these people. These guys crush, and they're in Mexico for I want to say a year or something like that. And they got some place that's like it's not in the I don't know Cancun. Yeah, we did go to Cancun. It was okay. Whatever the tourist place are, it wasn't. It's like in the mountains. And did I tell you guys this? I can't. These guys are freaking awesome. Anyway, let's call them CJ if they're on. You know what I'm talking about, CJ. And they're down there for about a year or so. And it's funny. He's like, dude, he told his wife, he goes, look, I'm renting a place down there. Are you coming or not? Because I'm loading up the truck and we're driving. They drove down there. And they got a nice place, an uppity place in wherever town that I can't remember what town. They're in the mountains someplace. And it's like what $2,000 a month. They got internet. They got avocado trees. They got lemon trees. It's freaking awesome, dude. It's awesome. And they're happy as a clam. They got kids. They come back up, to see their kids and whatnot, their grandkids. But I think it's great. And they're unaccosted. You know what I'm saying? And they go to the local store. Everything's fresh there. And it's like still got that old school mentality of freedom where you can still do things. You know what I'm saying? Without being regulated to death. Yeah, there's more risk, I grant you, but there's something that America just seems like it misses when we just regulated the hell out of everything. You know what I'm saying? I get it in a way. Don't get me wrong, but in some regards too, it's just nice to be able to go to a store and just buy some food that just came off the freaking farm without having the FDA approve it and stuff. There's something about that, man. And he didn't have any issues with the cartels, no. And then, see, this is the thing, Jim, is I wonder. Look, I've fallen for all this crap too about Venezuela, and I've fallen for all the crap about all these other places. And then I hear people saying how violent America is. I said, no, it's not. You stay away from South Fulton County. You stay away from Southeast DC, if Southeast DC is still, or PG County, Maryland. Vaughn, you are banned, Vaughn. You are banned. I've already got on subject, Vaughn. I've already said a couple things about Social Security. I've already said a couple things, Vaughn. Jeez. I didn't go for a whole hour for talking about Social Security, Vaughn. Jeez Louise. Vaughn is freaking frisky tonight. Hey, what the hell was I saying? Oh, I just core values need to align. 100%, man. I complete. It's actually funny. Vern, stop interrupting me. Jeez, I'm trying to talk to Jim here. Jim and I are talking. Right on, Tammy Joe. That's it, man. That's it. Anyway, so so all these people are saying, "Oh, America's so no, it's not. It's not criminal in America. You stay away from those places, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. We have 334 million people in the United States. The vast majority of us will never see any criminal activity or violent crime at all. You might get your car broken into or something like that. But in terms of actual violent crime, the vast majority of Americans aren't going to get any. It's just a fact. I'm not going to live in South Fulton County. I'm going to get the hell out of Fulton County the minute I can. Don't get me wrong. And you should too. But you should get out any blue zones for sure. But the vast majority of Americans are not. In fact, what was that? I read that you take out like the 8 urban areas, Chicago, a couple of places. We're like we have less crime, violent crime than like Finland or something. I can't remember what it was, Denmark, some crazy place. It's crazy. You take out these tiny sectors of the United States and we're completely safe. And so when you start hearing this, you'll start saying, I wonder if it's actually as bad as what the media has been saying about Venezuela. I'm not living there. I don't want to go there. I just wonder. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust any of this anymore. I don't trust. I mean, hell, I haven't watched Fox News for 5 years now. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust the right wing media. The Wall Street Journal's clowny. If you want to even call them right wing when they're not. National Review, they suck. You know what I'm saying? I mean, only news I watch is basic conspiracy news anymore because that's the only people that are telling the truth. The problem with the conspiracies is they all think, the freaking everyone's out to get them. And I said, I don't think so. I think if you just let the situation be as it is and just keep your head down and do your own thing, you'll be left alone. I think it's when you want to challenge the status quo, they come get you. And, don't challenge the status quo. We got to change the status quo. Oh, okay. You can change it, but you should change it, your personal jihad, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Inside. Change it inside. And just don't get riled up about these idiots. I mean, look, it's okay to get angry. I mean, hell, Jesus got angry. But don't let it control your life, man. It's stupid. Because it's just nothing you can do about it. That's why everyone's like, oh, some guy says, I said, I'm not voting after 2024 unless a significant sea change in the Republican Party. And I'm not expecting that. So I don't expect to vote unless we get an American national, a Christian nationalist third party. We get a Christian nationalist third party. I'll register to vote and vote for them. But I just don't care anymore. I care. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm still going to kind of root for the Republicans for the Supreme Court nominees and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's just all clown show. Because look, we got John Roberts. We know why John Roberts was there, and we know why he's capitulating on what he does. Because if you look at the history of his adopted children from Ireland, there's a lot of issues in there that could really blow up in his face if it ever came to fruition. Which is why it doesn't come to fruition unless he goes beyond the pale. Because we know they got something on everybody. I'm sure they got something on that lady from Notre Dame up in there, whatever that chick's name. I forgot her name. Amy Comey Barrett, ACB. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'd rather have her than Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Don't get me wrong, but they got stuff on these people. It's okay. Just realize that ain't nothing you can do about it. Don't challenge the status quo. Laugh at it, and you'll be all right. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, Southwest. So if you're plus size, and you can go in advance, and they seat you first, according to TikTok videos, and according to TikTok videos that were made by plus size people. And you get your seat next to you for free. So So some lady was on doing a video. Her and her teenage daughters, they got bumped from their plane because plus size people got a free seat, which meant they didn't have enough seats for her and her two daughters. So go ahead and take Southwest if you want. I mean, it's insanity. It's literally insanity. And in some ways, it's good. I know it's like see, I just got done listening to Atlas Shrugged. I hadn't read Atlas Shrugged since 1995, so we're talking 30 years now. And this time, so I'm 30 years older, and I'm anyway. So I listened to it this time as opposed to reading it, and it's very interesting because the whole premise of Atlas Shrugged is they found this place that the productive people can escape to, and just leave the unproductive, essentially just leave them be in their own mud. And the last productive person is Dagny Taggart, who is the heir of the railroad that her granddad founded, and she's the only productive person left. Everyone else has left, and these people don't know what they're doing. And finally, Dagny Taggart just throws up her hand and says, "I can't change these people. These people are nuts." And what happens is she's on this plane that the productive people know how to produce because no one else does. And as they're flying out of New York City, the lights go down, and that's the end of New York City. It's like because no one knows how to do anything because the productive people who know how to do stuff have left. They boycott essentially. They're on strike. And the very last like chapters, basically, now they've finally, we don't know how many years have gone by or anything, but they finally are now starting to build again to basically take back America from the unproductive, not violence, but just saying, we have hopefully the Joe Bidens of the world essentially have gone away, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully people are ready for a change. But essentially what the thing is that you can't change it from within. These people are gonna have to suffer enough to make them need to change. So not want, but need to change. And you can't change it from within. So for me, I sit there and say, I can't change it from within. Society still offers me a lot of positive stuff. I'm going to take what I can from them. I'm going to use society for what I'm going to can. I'm going to give to Caesar what's Caesar's, give to God what's God's, still get on my knees and pray and be thankful for what I got. But I'm not going to get caught up in it because it's going to collapse. And I don't know, it might not be in 100 years. I don't know. But when you have plus size people being rewarded for their activities with free plane tickets that are bumping off normal sized people who've done it the way they're supposed to be done, you know that inevitably this is going to collapse. It can't go on like this. It just can't. I mean, again, it could be 100 years. And you have these idiots that Joe Biden had at the White House. Some of these clowns doing the tap dance thing. I don't know if y'all saw that. This is inevitable. It's entropy. You know what I'm saying? This is not evolution. It's devolution or devolve, whatever that is. And you can see it a mile away. And as such, you're kind of like, whatever, man. I mean, don't get mad. You can't fix stupid. You just can't. And it is stupid. And it will continue to be stupid. And there's just no fixing it. For some reason, it's just got, we can all blame social media, but I don't want to blame social media. If it wasn't for social media, I would not be in my head where I am now, which is the most level-headed I've ever been in my life. I love it. I love where I'm at. I'm frustrated. I can't believe this is happening, but I'm also like, I'm very even with this now. I say, okay, it is what it is, man. Nothing you can do about it. Enjoy it while you can. Use the system for what it is, but don't get caught up in it. That's kind of the lesson for me. Again, after having listened now to Atlas Shrugged again, the same thing happened. I go, it's just a novel. It's not a novel. I mean, it's literally it's written 1940 or something like that, maybe 1930. I can't remember. But we're seeing it with our own very eyes right now. The idiots are taking over, and they're taking over more and more and more. But they don't produce anything. They don't. At some point, you have to produce. Now, we don't know when, where, and how that's going to come, but it's going to. And when it does, these people won't have anything to do. And then all of a sudden, all those purple hairs will go back to being normal. All of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? Who's that idiot on the Ukraine spokesman? That's just some clown that is a dude, but now is not a dude, I guess. And, God, whatever. Apparently, that clown is now back to, who knows what the hell's going on. But at some point, reality takes in. And when reality does take in, people will go back to being normal people. And we won't let plus size people have a free plane ticket to bump normal people off. It's just going to happen. It's inevitable. And so you can get mad, get frustrated. You can see the idiots, clowning around, tap dancing in the White House. And you can just say, this is just one more path, just one more inevitability that's going to crash. Again, what they say, it happens gradually, then suddenly. That's where we are now. That's real. I look at my man Kirk. He met his wife at the gym. She dragged him to church. Right on. Right. Just heritage wealth planning right there, man. Heritage wealth planning. All right. So going back to Jay Berto when I make my tea. So Jay, my wife is 4 years younger than I, and she's like you. She has a minimal Social Security benefit. So by the time so what's going to probably happen there is that she'll take um, she'll take her. Well, I'll file at 67, most likely, and she'll take half of my benefit. So, same going back to what you said, your benefit 30. I think you said 3,400. So let's just say mine's the same thing. So I'll file. I'll get 3,400, and then she won't even get anything off her record. She'll just get half of mine right out the gate, if that makes sense. So that would be what's that? 3,400, 1,700 minus. She'll probably be down 25% or so. So we'll just say 1,300. So between me and she, that'll be 3,700. No, $4,700 a month. To be determined, man. I don't know. I'm 53 now, so I got a ways to go yet. But if I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. My preference still is to take it at 70, but we'll see. It's just one of those things. We'll just have to see what the situation is. But my man, who's that guy, Lewis, said he's going to rely on his stock to give him 10 to 12%. I actually think there's something to be said about that. If you expect you can get that kind of rate of return, then you should take Social Security early if you truly believe you're going to get that. But I find that to be fanciful, especially in the freaking public grocery store business. I mean, a grocery store business, that doesn't make sense. The margins on grocery stores are very, very low. But I mean, whatever, man. That's a risk. I don't care. I mean, people do whatever they want. The idea that I'm just going to, bank my 10 to 12% rates of return. Yeah, if we could all knew we're going to get 10 to 12% rates of return, we should all take Social Security early. That's just a fact. But I don't think it's going to happen. But 100% could be wrong. David says, 2 historically known facts: stay married and pay the preacher. Put this stuff away here. All right. In a long-term marriage is a fabulous status symbol. Sorry, I'm getting so late posted. Tech 100%, Marie. Tech companies want to hire immigrants. Well, they can't be too obvious. I mean, so that's what's happening there, Marie. Is they can't be too obvious, if you know what I'm saying. It's getting bad though. It's getting bad. Got I retired whole. Yeah, I talked to IT people. Now my daughter said, "I'm not IT. I'm computer science. I'm data scientist." I said, "Okay." So I guess the difference between IT and I guess in some degree you can be IT without having a master's degree, but I don't know. But she's made it very clear. She goes, "I don't tell people I'm just IT. Tell them that's okay." If she was just kind of, we're just kind of, she's talking about IT. It's like, can you get an IT job in I don't know, Virginia or something like that? She goes, "I'm not IT. I'm above that. I'm overqualified for just an IT position." I said, she goes, "I'm data scientist." She goes, "There's other people who are just IT who know a hell of a lot more about me than like coding and things of that nature. But in other things, I know more about them." So it's a very specific thing she's in. But anyway, 100% chill. IT people are getting transitioned out all over the place. 100%. Yeah, right on. Denise should show up and just say, yeah, I'm a person of color." 100%. Look, I got a tan. Yeah, don't run for. I mean, I get you. I'm not saying don't run for office, but I mean, I get it. I always want to run for a type of political office, but I would probably come up missing within 6 months. But it's never going to work. I mean, at the end of the day, you ultimately got to blame the voters, and you got to blame us, Vaughn. I mean, we voted for this stuff. We did. We fell for it. As long as we can make just enough of a false dichotomy to keep the right and the left at odds. At the end of the day, people up here are like, we don't care. We don't care. We just want these guys at odds. Yeah, you probably should have watched it. Cardinals. Oh my goodness. My niece goes to WPI. Many of the students are from foreign land. She's in India right now with one of her friends. She is from Mumbai. I'd say the Republicans are more than half corrupt, and we can just Jim Ben Carter was a pitcher. We can see that the RNC not only is the Republican National Committee, but if you look at the state organizations like in Georgia, whatnot. Yeah, she got a nice job lined up there. 100%. Yeah. I mean, look, she's a big girl. She can do whatever she wants. She had her choice between Houston and San Diego and San Francisco, and she had already interned in Houston and didn't like it. And San Francisco is a joke, so she chose San Diego. Well, the Asians they throw Indians with Asians too, just FYI. And again, this is not anything against Indians or Asians. Do not take this wrong. Um, they but Indians are thrown in Asians, Pakistanis and whatnot. So as Asians isn't just like the Korean kid. It's in fact it's I'd say the bulk of them are probably Indians, frankly. Yeah, Costco fake pre-lit trees are often Eric Boston Costco fake pre-lit trees are often. So in America, Eric, not in Green Bay, we actually have to say are often good, bad, something. We always have to end the sentence with I guess a noun. Good. No, what's an adjective? Up in Green Bay, they don't really talk the same way we do. They say they. So Eric would come up to you and say, "Hey, Josh, Costco fake pre-lit trees are often." And I'd be sitting in silence waiting for Eric, and Eric would be like, looking at me like, "How come he's not answering?" I say, or saying something back, and I'm waiting on Eric to qualify what he's saying. But people up in Green Bay, Wisconsin, they don't kind of get it. They have their own little language because they like own a half a share of the Green Bay Packers, and they think they freaking are listed on the S&P 500. Like as a number one holder. Like, look at me, I own the Packers. They go around like this, and they wear their the Packers Clay Matthews shirt. They're like, look at me, I own the Packers. I got Clay Matthews as one of my employees. And this is how they talk. They just say Costco fake pre-lit trees are often. No one knows what that means other than people in Green Bay. And here's Ted. His Bengals are coming up on it. Yeah, the Bengals starting to run up, starting to look all right. They are taller than me, Marie. My boys are taller than me. Yeah, good times, good times. All right. Everyone's Irish to some degree. Does Dave Ramsey actually say Social Security sucks? Andrew. Oh my lands. Hey, look at my man Tom. Who knows what I meant? I mean, we don't know about those people in Green Bay. They just, maybe Ben Cardin staffer, the guy from Maryland, maybe he's actually from Green Bay, Wisconsin. You know what I'm saying? Because who knows? Cardin Packers mentioned the same team, same stream, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. RNC and DNC meet on K Street. They shaft every 100%. Thoughts of using income producing funds, JEPI, as income after retirement to hold off drawing on IRA? Yeah, hey, look at there she is. Look, I got no problem. I don't know why we'd want to hold off on drawing IRA. That's the issue. If it's a Roth IRA, yes. If it's a traditional, that's my rule of thumb would be to draw down your IRA sooner rather than later, simply because we want to reduce it so that way Social Security can be bigger and bigger. So again, my thought process is to draw down your IRA from basically 60 to 70, if that makes sense. Allow your Social Security to grow. That would be my recommendation for most people. Not everybody, but most people. Because Social Security, we know for a fact, is much more tax efficient than an IRA. We know for a fact is not required on the markets. We know for a fact that the first 15% is tax free, and maybe even 100% of it's tax free. That's just a fact. And there's no market risk or anything like that. And people, only silly people, say, not market risk, but government risk. Oh. They'll say Social Security is riskier than the markets. And I got nothing for those people. I don't know what to say. I just read something about battery powered buses, Dan, in Norway. In fact, I don't know if I can. Did I post that? See if I can find it. This is crazy. I just read. Oh, Diana, you did miss Pablo. How dare you? In Norway, they had to shut down a bunch of their battery powered buses. Did I save that? Uh, there's just real quick a picture I took of Pablo and sent to my wife in San Diego. There he is. Look at that baby. Look at him. Hi, Dad. Hi, Dad. Let's see if I have that. And there's Finnegan right there with a Christmas tree behind him. Hi, Dad. So cute. Just don't no. I guess I did. Dag nabbit. I guess I didn't save that. Anyway, so Norway just had to cut their electric buses because it's so cold. The batteries they couldn't do it. It was crazy. All right, so let's see. So all right, so here's Hank. Did I hear you say on another video that a single person should take Social Security FRA the way? It depends, Hank. I mean, generally speaking, the single person there's no one to give the money to. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm married and I have more money than my wife in terms of Social Security benefit. So what I do is I want my wife to get the, and she's younger than me. So for me, Social Security is not just contingent for me, but it's a big deal for my wife too. So I want to make sure I provide her the most money I can upon my quick demise. And the way to do that is to defer Social Security for as long as I can. If you're single, on the other hand, it's like it's just you, man. You know what I'm saying? I think the vast majority of people are overestimating their life expectancies as well. Now, that does not mean they're not going to live until they're 78. I just think a lot of people have these false ideas that they're going to have 30 years of retirement. Now, if they retire at 60, I got that. If they retire at 65, I don't know, not at all. I think most people are probably going to live until they're about 80 to 85. You know what I'm saying? And as such, Social Security, the break even, if you take it at 62, is so the break even generally is, I want to say 82 years old. It's between 78 or 82. I can't remember. We'll just say 80. So if you live beyond 80, you'll have more money. If you live beyond 80, you'll have more money if you defer Social Security, if that makes sense. If you live until 80, but not beyond that, you'll have more money if you take it early. I hope this makes sense. Obviously, there's so many variables that are unknown. We don't know. But the issue is with Social Security is that I think a lot of people overestimate their life expectancy. And as such, they make improper decisions on Social Security, where if they're single in particular, you know what I'm saying? Now, again, we don't know. We don't know. You could live until you're 100 years old. Part two of this, though, and this is for single people now. Part two of this is all right. So you're 88 years old. You made a couple, 30, 40,000 more in Social Security because you took it later, but you're 88 years old. I mean, who cares? I mean, well, it's like, well, they'll pay for my dentures. Okay. I mean, that's great, but that's not, I just, it's kind of like one of those things. I just want you to be happy. And if you're working in a crappy old job, not taking Social Security, then and your job is literally killing you, and you've got DEI stupid people on you, and a boss that's mad at you because you're a white guy and you're not 57 flavors on us. I just no, it ain't worth it, man. Just go ahead and take Social Security. I got no qualm with that. Remember, the vast majority of people aren't going to spend money with an increasing fashion as they get older. There's just the evidence of that isn't here. It's just not there. And I just there's some people that are gonna, I grant you, but the evidence, if we're evidence based, we have to look at the evidence. The evidence says people are gonna spend less as they age. It's just a fact, dude. You know how old this T-shirt is? I don't even know how old it is. You know what I'm saying? You know how old my underwears are? I haven't changed my underwear since I was in the army. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just I don't care. You don't care. I don't care. No one cares. My wife doesn't care. I mean, she probably wishes she married somebody else who doesn't stink, but be that as it may, it's water on the bridge now. She's not leaving me. And we're Catholic, for heaven's sake. Catholics don't get divorced. If she did, she would have left me a long time ago. But for single people, it's different. Now, I will say again, as I was saying with the other guy, ideally, I think someone else made a comment on this here too, is who was it right there? Right here, my man Jim. ideally, we want to draw down. And this is for me. You guys do what you got to do. For me, I want to now. I have no IRA withdrawal. All mine is now in Roth, so I can have brokerage account, Roth, and Social Security. That's what I got. All right, that's what I got. Remember that love is what I got. Remember that. Anyway, so that's what I got. So for me, I don't have any pre-tax money. But if I'm Jim Noss and I'm saying I got 500,000 in IRA and I need $50,000 a year just for simplicity, and for me personally, I would be taking 50,000 a year from my IRA and allowing my Social Security to grow. That's what I would do. And when I say grow, it is growing. It's literally growing with delayed earnings credits and cost of living adjustments. So that's just fact. So what happens here is the longer you wait to take Social Security up until you're 70, the more Social Security money you get. And people just, I cannot. So I'm watching this. Do I have still? I don't have it up here. Dagnabbit. So let's look at this guy's channel here real quick. Is there a general guideline to the correct amount of Roth conversions from? I do no. There's no. People will say up until the 22% tax bracket. No, there's no. I guess that could be considered a general guideline. I don't look, dude. I don't think so. I've talked to people who've done it all in one or two fell swoops, and they freaking love it. I've talked to people who've done it a couple. They thought they were going to do it in one or two fell swoops, and now they're like, man, I just got done paying $70,000 to the IRS. I don't think I want to do that again. For me, I did it over the course of 20, 21, 22, 23, 3 years. I moved everything to Roth over the last 3 years, and I make pretty good money, so it's painful. But come next year, there's no more Roth conversions for me. You know what I'm saying? And there's no more Roth, there's no more IRA money. It's all now tax free. And I'll never have to pay tax on money ever again. Now, even though I did pay a high bracket, my thought process, having been in this business for a long time, look, there's a lot of great guys who are crushing on YouTube. The problem with guys who are crushing on YouTube versus, and I'm just going to sound arrogant, I don't mean it, it's just a fact, is I've worked with people, just thousands of people over my career, thousands of people. And I'm just telling you right now, what I've seen in this is that the couple of bigger expenses we have in retirement are taxes, are going to be health insurance. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Medicare is a big one. And the reason that's expensive, believe it or not, is because you just don't spend that much money. It's just a fact, which is why Medicare and supplemental policies eat up a lot of your consumption because you just don't spend that much. But here's what happens. When the markets get crazy, all right, by the way, if you guys are wondering where all these comments are coming, we got 2 people on Facebook, 34 on my Josh Scanlon YouTube channel, and 171 on Heritage Wealth Planning. So the bulk of the comments, the vast majority are on the Heritage Wealth Planning. So if you're wondering where these comments are coming from, it's going to be on that channel. And you can do whatever you want. If you're just wondering how come you don't see all the comments, that's why. Anyway, so what happens here is when you're doing, what was I talking about? Some Roth. I was talking about something with Roth conversions. Oh, so if you're retired, man, the income stops coming in. I cannot stress this enough. That means expenditures is income going out. The dichotomy of this is huge, man. The income stops coming in, but yet your spending is making your IRA, your assets go out the door. I got a text today from my man. I'm not going to say his name, of course, but a younger guy, 42, I think, just broke $1 million. And I said, your problem I see for you, we'll call him Joe. I said, Joey, your problem is when you get starting to pull this money out, it's gonna hurt you because you love, and it's okay. You love, and not in a greedy way, not in a Scrooge McDuck way, but you love seeing the money grow. We all do. And then the growth stops. Not only does it stop, it starts dwindling because you're pulling money out. And not only does it start dwindling, a bad market, it starts dwindling a lot. I'm telling you, man. Not only does that, it starts dwindling more because the money you pull out of a pre-tax money, you got to pay tax on that money too. And so what was a $50,000 distribution now you got to grow $65,000 because you got to pay 15% to Sniffy Joe and your stupid governor. You see what I'm saying? So all of a sudden you're like, I just need 50,000 out. Cost you 65. I will forever remember this. I had it Shirley in New Jersey. She needed 80,000 a year from her portfolio because she lived in New Jersey. She had high property tax to pay in her condo. Nice lady. It didn't have. It wasn't 80,000 a year. She had to pull out. I can't remember exactly. We'll say 100,000 a year. I can't recall. She's single, lived in New Jersey, and she needed 80,000 a year from her IRA. And it didn't. It cost 100,000. She had an $800,000 portfolio or whatever it was. That sucker is going down. It wasn't a 10% distribution amount. And she was older, so she wasn't, but she was sprite. I mean, she was healthy as an. I'll never forget. I was up in Morristown, New Jersey. I rented one of those offices. And Shirley came in. I can't remember exactly how old she was, late 70s, early 80s, something like that. Freaking fit as a fiddle, just great woman, loved her to death. And just looked great. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, Shirley, I for some reason I always thought, I didn't say this to her, but I thought she'd look a lot. She looked about 60. And this other lady come in, Doris, nice lady, freaking loved her, the very nice lady. Doris, it was about mid 60s. Husband had died, and she looked like she was 85. I'll never forget. I will never, because they came in back to back. One came in, I talked to her for an hour and a half. She left, a half an hour later, the other one came in. I will never forget that. I said, damn. And I'm sure they're both dead now. I don't know. God rest her soul. But I'll never forget that. Anyway, so Shirley, it was crushing. But she only had $800,000 left, and she needed 80,000 a year. She lived in a condo, had a mortgage on it, home equity line on it. She was trying to help her son. I'll never forget this. The condo fees were high. Freaking property tax was high, and she liked to go in the city and see those stupid shows and all that. I mean, and she wasn't a highfalutin lady. She was a nice lady. She did not like the South. I'll tell you that right now. Her son was living in Florida. And I said, well, Shirley, a lot of Florida isn't really the South, but some parts are. She goes, I don't know. I was like, okay, but it was just funny. She was a bigot against the South, and that's okay. She's old enough, and she's okay. It was just kind of funny. When I say bigot, she wasn't like, rah. It's just she did not like the fact her son was living in the South. I said, okay. But anyway, long story short, I say, but Shirley, we don't. She goes, my portfolio now is. I remember is getting down, like we had a market decline, and I can't remember what year this was. And I just remember it was down like 660. I was like, we got to do something. You know what I'm saying? Because again, she wasn't old. I mean, she's old, but physically she wasn't, and mentally she was great. And I'll never forget. And I said, what if we had to sell the? I mean, I was like, what if we sold the condo? Have you thought about that? Maybe move to Florida, with your son. Or near him, it's a lot cheaper down there. She had a little bit of equity, not much. And I'll never forget her telling me this. She goes, Josh, the condo next to me sold for 100,000 less than mine, and it has updates. And that basically was going to wipe out her equity. I'll never forget this. It's like, oh man, I will never forget this like it was yesterday. She was literally, she was stuck, man. Because you can't sell a condo for a higher price than the condo next to you if they're both the same. And in fact, in her case, her condo was they just did upgrades in the other condo next to her. So, and she didn't want to move to the South. She didn't want to move to Florida. I'll never forget that. And she was stuck. So we're pulling. She had to pay the property tax. She had to pay the condo fees. There's no getting around. She had to pay the income tax. She had to pay Medicare. Obviously she knew she had to stop going to freaking Manhattan and seeing those stupid shows. But it's like, I'll never get that. And that hit me like a ton of bricks. I said, all these people saying their spreadsheets saying, defer money as long as you can and pay the taxes later. They don't ever take into account that you don't know where your income's coming to pay the taxes later. Your income to pay the taxes is coming from the portfolio you have. And I'm just telling you, when you've been building, and all of a sudden it starts falling, it changes everything. And you're like, well, she had $800,000. Some people say, I only got $80,000. It doesn't matter how much you have. It matters how much you spend. And if your spending is contingent on stuff you have to pay your taxes. It's Phineas Lucas too. Yeah, Packers fans do indeed have their own language. That's why they're Packers. You know what I'm saying? The Packers, right? Packers. In fact, let me show you guys something here. Hold on just a second. Is Denise still on here? She go night nights. Like that, like that. Yep. Yep. She go back home. I don't like the Packers, but she was like I said in her late 70s, early 80s. I can't remember. Cheese? No, no, no. One of my I can't remember. Somebody sent this to me with a bunch of cheese. It was awesome. It was awesome. I have a client who I consider friends, and they live in New Hampshire, and they sent me some homemade jerky and stuff, and it's just freaking awesome. Some blueberries. I think they sent me some blueberry jam or something. That was awesome. But anyway, these guys sent me this cheesehead thing, some cheese, and I freaking love cheese. I can kill cheese. I love it, man. Love it, love it, love it. But I'm not cheesehead because that'd be stupid. That'd be dumb. Don't forget, I'm just out of curiosity. I want to ask a Packer fan. Let's remember because the Packers got the most loyal fans in all of football. So they tell us. Did the Patriots ever, not play in Foxborough to play in a bigger city? Like, did they ever play games like Hartford or in Boston proper once they moved to Foxborough? I don't think so. But what did the Packers used to do? Remember the Packers? They had 8 home games a year. Seems to me they played 3 of those games in the 80s in Milwaukee County Stadium, whatever that place was called, where the Gorman Thomas, the Brewers used to play. But the best fan base in football couldn't even sell out the Green Bay game, so they actually had to play in Milwaukee. I'm wondering if the Patriots ever played any games outside of Foxborough after they moved from Boston. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think they did. It's kind of weird. Kind of weird. The Atlanta Falcons. Did they ever play? No. Did they ever go to Charlotte or anything to play a game for the Panthers game? I don't think they did. It's like the only team that played other games to generate more fan, more ticket sales was the Packers. Kind of weird. Don't say that the Packers fan because they're the best fans in football. The Magic Man, remember him? I just read something that Belichick said he's leaving. Is that not true, Dan? I thought he was leaving. Oh, what's Kenneth Boning say? You are well. Oh, look at. No, I'm not a cheesehead. Just being a cheesehead. Had a pastor that did that because he thought the rapture had happened before he retired. About 50, he switched so he'd get some Social Security. Now he's 83. Guys switch. I'm not sure. Yeah, you like that hat? All right. Over on a million in IRA, you can draw 63,000 at. Oh, he's talking about 72T. There you go. Look at Bruce. Look at Bruce. I assume you're talking about 72T, separate equal payment, whatever the pay was. Jill's got 57%, 53%, 55% down to pre-tax. Getting comfortable mindset of drawing your what I'm saying. It's dude, I'm telling you. So I broke $500,000 when I quit my job. Look, dude, I'm just a poor kid from Maine. You know what I'm saying? I got 4 kids. My wife doesn't work. We never had crap. And it's okay. We got big house now. I mean, it's great. I love it. And this is the bulk of my net worth is in this house right here. We don't have a huge mortgage anymore. The mortgage is very, very low relative to. I wish I could pay it off. I can't, but we're getting there. So I got tons and tons and tons of equity in the home, but I don't have tons and tons of a portfolio. Rightly or wrongly, it's just I've always wanted to not have a mortgage. Why? Because I've been working in financial planning since 1998. The people who are unequivocally successful in retirement always have no mortgage. That doesn't mean if you have a mortgage, you can't be successful. That's not the same thing. Not mutually exclusive. I want to be very, very clear. You can have a mortgage and be financially successful in retirement. However, the vast majority of people who don't have a mortgage are financially successful in retirement. I cannot stress this enough. Again, there's no mutual exclusive. These two things can coexist. I'm just telling you. And if you've seen that as much as I have, you say, that's the way to go. That's the way to go. Kind of like I saw my dad manage his money. I said, that's not the way to go. So I went this way. And I saw people who are financially successful without even making a lot of money in retirement. They're doing just fine. Why? They don't have a mortgage. No debt, no mortgage. They're like, no, content, 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 content. Same wife, same cars, same house. They're freaking just content. And I said, that's how you do it. Same wife, same cars, same house, same underwear, and just it all is good, dude. No debt. It's literally, I tell you, it's just that. I'm just a millionaire next door. And I got that book over there someplace, but whatever that guy's name, Peters or something like that. I tell you, dude, it's just that freaking simple. Again, if you have a mortgage, I'm not saying you can't retire. I'm just saying it's easier to retire if you don't have a mortgage. Anyway, so when I quit my job to start this, I had to pull not 100,000 out. I had to pull $130,000 out of my $500,000 401k because I was under the age of 59 and a half. I had a 10% penalty and I pay income tax on it. I netted $100,000, but I had to pull 130,000 out. Think that didn't hurt? That hurt, dude. That hurt. I'll never forget saying, but my wife was so freaking supportive. If you're going to start a business, your doggone spouse better be supportive, dude. Because I'm telling you, I never had to come back there and say, you make any money today. It wasn't anything like that. Thank goodness. I never had to do that. I'm so grateful for my wife, Charlotte, because if I had to come back and say, I didn't make any money today, that I would never be able to do this. You know what I'm saying? She would never ask me that one time. One time did she said, "Do you make any money?" I remember when the first check I got, it was a lady in California. I'll never forget that. I said, "Holy crap. This lady just hired me based on this right here." Couldn't believe it. Literally couldn't believe it. It's nuts. I never thought that'd be the case. And then, people just started saying, "Hey, I like your personality. You seem like you're a straight shooter." Some people don't like me and they don't hire me. That's fine. I mean, it's just, it's situation dictates, man. Preference, personal preference. I'm okay with that. But I want people to know who I am before they hire me. So I would say this guy's full of crap, or this guy's, I like the way he thinks. At least he thinks outside the box. He's going to tell it like it is. He's not afraid to tell it like it is. Or if I want some guy just, be professional and suit and shave and shower every other week, then that's not my guy. I'm okay with that. But yeah, I wonder about that too, Javier. But I thought I've kind of gone back and forth in that. I do, and I'm not convinced he's not. But Trump is the only guy, Javier, that actually lost money. At least that we can think of. Everyone else gets rich in politics. Trump went the exact opposite. Right, there you go, Vern. Good point. Right on, man. I completely agree. Right on. If you have multiple pre-tax accounts, it'll sting less. You draw down on those smaller accounts while the bigger account grow. That's 100% Vern's getting it. Yeah, that's Shirley from New Jersey. Oh, man. I'll never forget. I had another guy in New Jersey. Check this out. This is crazy. So at USA, I'm dealing with some pretty high-fluent guys. Some of these guys you would know. But anyway, trust me, some of these guys you would know. But I'm not going to say who they are. There's one guy I'll never forget. He was a pretty high-fluent guy and nice guy. And I went to his house in someplace in North Jersey. And we had this 4.5% guaranteed annuity that was liquid, guaranteed by USA, 4.5%. And it must have been 2000. I was living in New Jersey 2010 and 11 and 12. So it must have been 2011 or 2012. Yeah. So over 10 years ago. And I'm sitting at his house, just in his front room with he and his wife. He had like $1 million in a Fidelity money market, paying like 1. I said, dude, you could transfer that into this annuity that he already had the annuity with USA. You could transfer into this. You're getting 4.5%. It's completely liquid, i.e., you have access to it whenever you want. It's 100% guaranteed by USA. It's tax deferred. You can't write checks against it, but it literally is just yours for the taking. He just, the term annuity so bothered him, he could not do it. And I said, you could be getting $45,000 a year on this. Tax deferred, if you take the money out, it's taxable, I grant you, but 40 guaranteed by USA, and it can't go down. It's a contractual obligation of USA. The term annuity, that one word. I said, you don't need to annuitize this. It's liquid. You have access to it whenever you want. Because I was the only person at USA who saw a little opportunity in these annuities we used to have. It was me. No one else did, because no one else reads. And I remember us, because they'd pay us on bringing money into USA. It's stupid, but I was like, look, what the guy say? Tell a man what to do, he'll tell you what salary is. Whatever that guy's name is. There's some kind of quote like, "Make a man's salary contingent on freaking the sky rising from the west, and he'll tell you the sky rises from the west." Something like that. So USA pays us on bringing money in, and there's and not an error, but um, way around a complete legitimate legal way to get 4.5%. The guy had to have had it opened before. This guy did. He had it open for 7 years, and he did. And there's the guaranteed contractual obligation is 4.5% on every single dollar. No one else knew that except for me. And I'm sitting in his front room. I said, "What?" He couldn't. I said, "It's the annuity. It's the word annuity. I got to stop using that word." But it wasn't annuity. That's the problem. It's a qualified retirement annuity. And I'm gonna tell you what it is. And anyway, so finally, USA, because I was telling them, I was starting to train people at USA because I was good. I'm good at what I'm doing, and I learned from some of the best financial planners. I'm literally, the guys that were at USA with me were freaking insanely good. In terms of financial, I just freaking would blow me away. Maybe not the same personality I have, but that's a problem. They're very good, but maybe not as personable as me. Maybe it blew me away, but I would learn from them, and then I'd teach other guys we brought coming on. Like, hey, I said, look, this is how you get paid, man. So number one priority is keep your job, and you got to do it in an ethical way. You got to serve the association, but if the association is going to fire your ass because you don't bring enough money, you got to keep your job for your clients as well. And the way you do this is you look at the contracts that each of your customers has. We call them members. Each of your members has. Look at the contracts they have and see if there's something in there that you could make them money off of USA. Sucks, but be it as it may, that's what we're here to do, to develop the relationship. Anyway, so I was pretty good at it, and I was able to train a bunch of people to do this too. Anyway, so finally the back office recognized the loophole, and they said, "Ooh, we got to close that loophole," and they did. And I'll never forget. I never called this guy back because I said I'm not going to waste my time. But I always said, "Dude, you just lost." I couldn't believe it, man. I could not. Just the word annuity. And he just could not do it. He was so anti-annuity. I had other people too, you would get introduced to potential clients. He goes, if he talks about annuities, I don't want to talk to him. I was like, I literally mind-boggling. He has this gold mine right here called the qualified retirement annuity, and they say in the notes, I want to talk to a financial planner, and blah blah blah. But if he brings up annuities, I don't want to talk to him. And I'd certainly bring up the word annuity. I said, you realize you have a qualified retirement annuity? He goes, yeah, but I told him I don't want to talk about annuities. I said, do you even know what you have? Because I know I don't know why I did to begin with. I said, do you even know what you have? Answer the question. Do you know what you have here? Rah, 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 rah. Let me tell you what you have, and then you can tell me to go pound sand. It's crazy. Crazy. It used to drive me up the wall. Just don't get, like, I see my man right here, Andrew talked about long-term care insurance. Yep, 100%. Going from right here. Here's like a hybrid annuity. They're a perfect example. It's an annuity. It's evil. What did somebody say about Social Security? It's a scam. Not long-term care. Reverse mortgages are scams. None of these. An inanimate object is neither a scam, it's neither evil, or neither is it good. It just is. It just exists. This can be used for good or it can be used for evil. This in of itself is neither. Oh my goodness. This cheesehead, it can be used for good, making fun of Packers fans, or it can be used for evil, being a Packers fan. But this right here doesn't mean crap. Your rifle can be used for good, which it is a hell of a lot more in America than used for bad, but it can also be used for bad. Crazy. But here's my man Andrew. He's got a hybrid annuity with a long-term care rider. Freaking great. Probably dumped, $50,000 into it, and he's got a little bit of life insurance in there, a little bit of probably quite a bit of long-term care, and he's potentially income stream too. Yeah, 100%, Vaughn. Look at Vaughn. Don't usually feel necessary to do Roth conversions if you're spending down your IRA till 70. 100%, Vaughn. I completely agree with that. Can you talk about pastors opt out of Social Security? What are your thoughts on that? My husband's a pastor. We opted out. I have no regrets as long as you save the money. I mean, this is kind of like buy term and invest the rest. How many people actually invest the rest? Not very many. So, yeah, if you can opt, I wouldn't. I'd pay Social Security, but you're happy with it, so why would I? I gotta tell you, make a mistake, Miss McDowell. How dare you, Miss McDowell? Oh, you opted out Social Security. I mean, come on, you're leading me with your question. If you could do it in hindsight, I would take Social Security. But if you invested the money, you probably did better. Just a fact. It's just a fact. But it's just the issue is a lot of people don't. I hear it all the time, Miss McDowell. That's what she says her name is. By the way, she says her name is Miss McDowell. I used to also be in banking before I went to USA. The best training I ever had as not a financial planner, but just a finance guy was in banking. I get all these people. I want to start a career as a financial planner. What should I do? Go work in a bank. I'm just telling you right now. Go work in a bank. Really, platform rep at a bank. I don't even know if they do it anymore, but be a platform rep at a bank. You learn so much. It's insane. Don't work at Vanguard. Don't work at Schwab. Go work for a bank or an insurance company. One of those two things. You're never going to learn anything at Schwab or Vanguard in terms of financial planning. Not the way it should be done. I shouldn't say never. I did learn some at Vanguard, but not much. Investment companies are the worst. You got it. I probably should take Vanguard away from that. Don't work for a brokerage house, a wire house, or a big firm or anything like that. Go work for a bank or an insurance company. 100%. Anyway, so the point being here is I dealt with a lot of business owners because I was a branch manager and I had to do business loans for our portfolio at the bank. And I cannot tell you how many business owners would come in and say, I said, man, your income is only $30,000 a year. So you have to look at the 1040, and then you see what's called a dividend income as opposed to a employee dividend income as opposed to a earnings income. We always knew what the hell was going on. I say, so your dividend income is 100, but your salary is $30,000. Yep. My accountants keep me out of paying FICA taxes on that money. He's giving me a dividend. I said, oh, okay. Never heard that before. And the IRS doesn't know anything about it either. But guess what happens? When you're going to be 62 years old, file for Social Security, you ain't going to have crap. And you're going to gripe. You say, how come I only got $1,000 a month in Social Security? Because you weren't paying into it. Because your accountant did you all this righteousness and saved you on Social Security taxes so you can take a dividend as well. And now you don't have any money. And guess what? The reason you did that is so you can spend more. Happened all the time. This one guy, Howard. It's a karate guy up in. I'm not gonna say, but I'll never forget this guy. He loved his nice cars. He loved his nice. He loved to present like he was a big wig business owner. And I will never forget doing trying to get a home equity line through the underwriting because we couldn't underwrite our own loans. And I said, it ain't gonna happen. You don't have enough income to support the level of debt that you have that you want to add to. He goes, this bull crap. So look, your salary is low. He goes, well, the rest of it is a dividend. We look at dividends differently because I can't. The whole story was just stupid. I said, you're giving yourself a 30,000 a year salary and like literally like 150,000 a year, whatever the hell it was. He's like, wow. I said, we look at dividends differently than we look at salaries. Yeah, we can't. He goes, I'm going to the next bank. I said, oh, okay, go but I already knew he was down. We were his fifth bank. I already knew that. So I said, okay, go ahead, man. We're not taking this debt on. It'd be stupid to. The point was that he wasn't putting anything into Social Security. He wasn't saving very much and he was spending it all. That's why he needed a debt to continue the spending. And it's just that leverage was going to eat him alive. And he wanted, the last bank standing was going to be left with holding the bag, which we didn't want to be. We're pretty conservative and with no way was going through there. But now I guarantee he's still struggling. I don't know if he's still alive, but if he is, he's still struggling because this is 20 years ago, 2003. Now he's probably on Social Security. He's making crap for Social Security because he didn't save anything there. Because he's like, I'll do it later. I don't need that much money. Social Security will be broke anyway. Blah, blah, blah. Always an excuse. Always an excuse. So Miss McDowell, if your husband's put away the money, more power to him. He probably did better than Social Security for sure. For sure. All right, so I hope the Lions win, man. Got to go for the Lions this year. If Miss McDowell's first name is Dottie, her husband might have written several theological books. Hey, cool. What's the husband's name? That's pretty cool. Let's see, Kaepernick. Dude, it's WWF or whatever it is, WWE. I mean, football is scripted. We know that, but they still got to make they still got to make the catches. They still got to make the passes, but it's definitely scripted. I mean, come on, we all know this. Vern says, anyone here using Roth as a secondary emergency fund? Oh yeah, I do 100%, man. There's Dennis Tyler, Steven Tyler's brother from Aerosmith. Hey, 7 months Florida, 5 months of Maine, Social Security. What part of Maine there, Dennis? Yeah, right on, man. Look at this. Small pension, small withdrawals from 401k, Obama. One of this is perfect right here. Look at that. See, this is what happens when you're from Maine. You're just smarter than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? It's just all there is to it. You're better looking. You got better yellow teeth. You're smarter. It's just fact. Everybody else is, you're like, all right, us Mainers, we're just brighter, man. Look at my man Dennis. 7 months of Florida, 5 months of Maine, Social Security, small pension, small withdrawals from 401k. About the 7 months and for Dennis has made him not as smart as normal people from Maine because he's obviously not 67 yet because he's still on Obamacare and he took Social Security early. So Dennis might not be as smart as I give him credit for because that's being 7 months in Florida. If he did 12 months in Maine, he would not have taken Social Security early, unless of course he's single. But there you go. That's okay. That's okay. I would have. Oh, look at that, man. Oh yeah, dude. The basketball definitely scripted, 100%. Dude, Giannis got he got 60 the other night. He got 32 foul shots. 32 foul shots. That means he was fouled at least 4 times a quarter, and that's just going to the line. How many times he get fouled before he even went to the line? Josh McDowell sounds awful familiar to me. Who the hell is Josh McDowell? Yeah, that sounds like a young guy though, Josh McDowell. And she said her name was Miss McDowell. I bet she's older. I bet that's not the same person. I mean, Dottie and Josh. Yeah, and her name's Dottie and the husband's Josh. I mean, because I'm the oldest Josh ever, man. I mean, hell, Josh. The other one, Joshua Gibson. There was no Joshes running around. I was born in 1970. Now, Josh is pretty common, like 1990 and on, but there's no Joshes running around. It's just me, your old buddy Josh. My brother's named Ben. There's no Bens running around. You know what I'm saying? In our time, so there just wasn't any. So I no way the guy. Yeah, talk about Social Security. Yeah, 100%. Marie, jeez Louise. Here's Fern Fins. I convert part of my 401k to. So let's. Yeah, 100%, man. I got no qualm with that. To a 10-year growth income. I don't know what a growth income annuity is. I don't know what that is. A growth income annuity. That doesn't make sense to me. Principal. I don't get that. So a growth income annuity, that seems odd to me. Principal protected if market underperforms. So it sounds like an equity index annuity. Okay. But growth income annuity, principal protected. I mean, if it's an annuity, if it's an income annuity, there is no principal protection. The principal is already protected because it's gone. You're getting the income stream instead. So that doesn't make sense. It could be an income annuity with growth opportunity. Income annuity means you're taking money out of it on a regular basis, which means the principal is no longer there. It's just gone. That's what an annuity does. You turn your money over to an insurance company. Instead of having the principal, they give you an income stream. So there shouldn't be a principal protected with an income annuity. That doesn't make sense. All right. So yeah, I would be hesitant to move the TIAs paying illiquid is right there, right? So the traditional, TIA is very complex. W-Day. So W-Day asks, should TIA offers, I don't know what a guaranteed savings retirement annuity, illiquids, and a lot of those TIA annuities are 10 years, and you can't take it out except for an annuitization. That 6.75 is attractive. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of those annuities, a lot of the TI, I remember we used to do with TIA people all the time. And dude, it was such a freaking cluster. And I still do on occasion. I'm like, dude, every single university, every single school district has their own plans. And half the people at TIA don't know what they're talking about. It's just like, oh, look, I've worked with many TIA people and they tell you the same things. Like, dude, it's just a clusterfuck. A lot of people there just don't know what to talk. They don't know their own school's plans. They just don't know. So I'd be hesitant there. But that does seem attractive. Not gonna lie to you. Not gonna lie to you. Too many people want free stuff. Uh, Max, Mike, you're great. What you do. Very few with your experience and knowledge. I think you're wrong on flat Earth and moon landing, but it's okay. Well, I don't get the flat Earth thing. I don't think the Earth's necessarily flat. I just don't think it's as small as what they tell us. I don't think it's flat necessarily. I just don't think that if you can see too far, that inherently blows away the what's it 4,900? What's the radius of it? 6,900 square foot. I think 6,900 miles. I think is what it is off the top of my head. I don't know. At this stage, it kind of bores me anymore. The moon landing's silly, but the flat Earth stuff. Yeah, I think these flat Earth guys that say the Earth's definitely flat. I don't know. I don't know that to be true. I don't know not to be true. I just don't think the Earth is was it 24,000 circumference and 69. Where's my man Tom? He can tell me because Tom completely disagrees with me on any of this stuff. But but Tom will tell me what the Tom will tell me what the circumference of the Earth. I think it's 24,000 miles of circumference. I think the radius is 6,900 miles, something like that. And you can just see too far, man. It just can't to make that work. And it'll say, "Oh, it's refraction." It's just so silly. You're like, "No, it's not refraction." What else do they say? Well, my man Tom, he's not here. He'll say the 8 inches per mile squared. Well, we're grateful to you too. And I am grateful for everybody who deals with my craziness. It's fun though. Around that, right on. Everybody, man, Tom, right on. So Tom, he always corrects me on some of this stuff. But this guy gets it. I love Tom. Tom's got 7 kids, like 17 grandkids. Freaking legend, that guy. But he's wrong. He thinks we went to the moon, and we all know that's silly. But I mean, look, you got an Earth that's about 6,900 miles radius, which means 8 inches per mile square. All right. Or you can do it a plethora of other ways. You can see too far. You can see with your very eyes too far for that to be true. It's just a fact. And they have all these reasons that none hold water. Refraction. You can see from Gloucester, Massachusetts, the Boston freaking, it's about 25 miles. It's called Niles Point Beach in Gloucester, Massachusetts. You can see from there, you can see the skyline of Boston Harbor, of the skyline of Boston. You should not be able to see the entirety of the skyline, and you can. And they say it's refraction. So get on a boat. And you start going closer and closer and closer to Boston. You can still see it. So when did the refraction go away and the actual skyline come to exist? It's the real skyline. That, oh boy, it's just wrong. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Great question. Oh, Tom, those Pennsylvania boys, they just, they're kind of hard headed, those guys. I got a love hate relationship with the Pennsylvania people, like Marie. Like, here's Marie, another Pennsylvania. When are you going to talk about Social Security? Want to keep the peeps happy. I have no clue, brother man. I just know, I think bonds are going to do crushing. They're already starting to do it. Dude, I could be wrong. But the idea that bonds get knocked around, I just don't see it happening, man. The idea that the rates go up, I just don't see it happening. So, 100% Chuck B. Look at Chuck B. I don't want to make this into this. I don't want to do it. I don't want to go down this road right now. Right on. Oh, come on. With sticks and shadows. Oh, my goodness. Okay, Aristophanes. Oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I want to go back to real quick though. Stanley Kubrick, greatest movie was the U.S. moon landing. No, Stanley Kubrick was much better as a director than the moon landing. Actually, Stanley Kubrick's daughter, I forgot her name, Penelope or something like that, was interviewed by Owen Benjamin, and I forgot her name. Shirley, no, it wasn't Shirley, and she was great, and she was offended that she would say anyone who says my dad was that bad of a director. It was awesome, man. Oh my goodness, it was awesome. And she's like, if anyone thinks my dad did the moon landing, they don't respect my dad as a director. It was great. I don't. Did he give the? Hey, thanks, Brian. Right on, man. No, but who wins is after the fact, Dan. After the fact, who wins 2024? we 2024 will be in the bag by the time we know who wins. So, did Papa Powell actually give the green light for bonds cut? Because I don't know if he did. I don't know if he did. Anyway, so I want to just here, let me go to Social Security for Bree hangs up on me. She really wants to keep me on track here. I wish we ever had, man, whatever happened to Kim? I don't know what happened to Kim. Remember Kim, guys? I hope she's doing okay. Her husband died, then she got married to some clown, I guess, and she was on here for a little bit and was commenting quite a bit, and then then she just has gone away. It's too bad. I 100%. I think I 100% I agree with Jill here. I think they're gonna do what they're gonna be talking about. The economy is roaring. They're gonna talk about inflation is low. They're gonna look the media. They're gonna they're just gonna talk about the Republicans want to cut Social Security, and the Republicans, because they are the Washington Generals, will say a bunch of things that will make people think they're gonna cut Social Security because this is what the Republicans are paid to do. They're paid to lose. He said, dude, it's no different. Remember Todd Aiken from St. Louis, from Missouri? He said something that wasn't controversial, and then all the Republicans picked up on it. You see what I'm saying? I mean, and like, why would you give the Democrats any? Because they're not our friends. They're just not. I'm telling you right now. So some idiot Republican, Nikki Haley, or even worse, I don't know, freaking won't be Kevin McCarthy, but whoever it is, will come out and say the Republicans, their plan, internal documents show the Republicans want to cut Social Security. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so what's going to happen is the other Republicans will pick up on that, and thankfully Trump will say, "Yeah, we're not doing that." And then Republicans like this video. Let me just show you something here. Selling fears, especially, but the Republicans go along with it. That's the sad thing. So, all right, so let me share with you this article right here. I did a video on this one earlier today, so I don't want to waste your time too much. But this is my man Andrew Biggs, and I'm freaking dude. I'm such a fan of Andrew Biggs right here. But he's just wrong. Yeah, he's not. He's actually right, but he's right. Let me show you what he says. Joe Biden and Donald Trump have something in common. Neither will touch Social Security, as they shouldn't touch Social Security. Both men have used a program as a cudgel against political opponents who have supported reining in benefits to balance the program's troubled finances. Again, what happened? We had lost an F-16 the other day, $300 million down the drain. $300 million. Why aren't we reining in the military budget? Why aren't we reining in the budget that we have for the Department of Education? Why aren't we reining in the budget all these other places? Why is it only Social Security we got to rein in the budget? How many freaking $300 million F-16s do we actually need? And then if we reduce it by 5, that's $1.3 billion, whatever the hell it is. How much would that go to shore up Social Security? It's so freaking stupid. I'm so sick of this crap. Anyway, the same goes for Medicare, which the progressive group, some stupid group, describes as an earned benefit. Anyone who proposes cuts to this program is reaching into your pocket and stealing from you, says these fools. Yet the numbers tell a different story. The CBO and SSA both find that most Americans are promised Social Security and Medicare benefits substantially exceeding the taxes they'll ever pay over their lifetime. This ought to lead to policymakers to consider. Oh, right here. In other words, the benefits are neither paid nor earned. And that's 100% true. But the problem that I'm just like Andrew, of course, because you're paying taxes from. I'm paying taxes when I'm 22 years old when I was making $20,000. You know what I'm saying? Well, no, 22 years old wasn't making 20,000. Still in the army. I was in the army then. But you're paying taxes from way back then, which puts it into the trust fund, just for simplicity, which grows at the average bond of the Social Security, of the government bonds. So I'm getting a rate of return on my taxes. No one ever said Social Security. It's insane to me that Andrew doesn't get this. No one said I put in $200,000. All I should get is $200,000. No one ever said that. We're saying we're putting money into this fund, Social Security. They're going to invest in government bonds. Government bonds pay more than a zero rate of return. 3 to 4% roughly. That's exactly what Social Security's rate of return has been, about 4%. Not great, better than nothing. So yes, I'm getting more than I put in, but why that? That's still an earned benefit. That's crazy to me. So if I put in $100,000 in the S&P 500, it grows at 72%. That means in 10 years, it'll be worth 200,000 bucks. Guess what? I've doubled my money. I haven't earned that 100,000 bucks. Does that make any flipping sense at all? No, it doesn't make any sense at all. You have $100,000 of unearned income, but it's still my money. I still made it because I took the risk. I paid the income into it. I deferred my income to do that. I'm also deferring my Social Security income to do that. Social Security just happens to say, we're going to give you government rate returns. We're not going to give you more, not going to give you less. And all these right wingers, they want to gripe and say we should invest Social Security in the stock market. These same right wingers who are little government. Who controls Social Security? Oh, the government. So you want the government being controlled to invest in the stock market? Is this Japan? It's insanity, man. Oh my goodness. I sit there and we want the Social Security funds to be invested in stocks. Oh, that sounds great. And guess who would have a lot of ownership stake in the companies that you invest in? Oh, it's the government. And guess who has voting rights? Oh, the government. Do you want the government being able to vote your shares? God almighty, it's insane to me. Never mind the fascism that's inherent in there. Never mind the DEI stupidity that's inherent in there. It's utterly insane to me that people say we should invest Social Security money into the stock market. Who makes the determination? Oh, we'll just put it into an index fund. Okay, so now the government, maybe they won't have voting. They're just going to turn it over to who? Oh, Vanguard and BlackRock. Okay, that's better. That's literally fascism right there. Oh my goodness, it's so freaking stupid. And this is right wingers saying this. Other right wingers will say we should invest it all. We should be free to opt out. Okay, and when you're free to opt out, just like we're talking about with that lady, when we're free to opt out and you don't invest it, as you won't, as the vast majority of people won't, because it's a consumption-based society. We all know this. What happens then? Oh, well, guess what's going to happen? You think that people are going to be left holding a wet bag? No, they're going to be made good with welfare. It's so stupid. I don't. It's a Ponzi scheme. 100%. You're not paying. You're paying. We are paying. We, the current employees, are paying for current beneficiaries. That's just a fact. But it's a legalized Ponzi scheme that's working about as good as it possibly can do. And this idea that you must be a liberal because you think this is freaking stupid, man. It's dumb. And then I always say, okay, so you don't like Social Security, you don't plan on Social Security. What are you gonna do for healthcare? I'm going to Medicare. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Social Security won't be there, but you'll be on their Medicare. Well, Social Security are entitled. That's what it means, Derek. Entitlement means you're literally entitled to it because it's contractual obligated, essentially. I mean, it's literally not, but the essence is contractual obligation that you have a right to this money because you deferred your income via, you had to. I mean, you didn't have the opportunity to opt out, but in some ways, you did have the opportunity to opt out. You could go and work as a teacher at some school district or something like that. But generally speaking, you had to pay if you had to earn income. But compounded. And first of all, are you? I mean, I'm paying 12.4. Are you? But so if you aren't, that's only 6.2 on end. Compounded over 40 years, probably equals way more than I will withdraw. But again, the compounding is the earnings that you got on the money. So the amount of money you put in. Now, you obviously didn't watch the video I just did on this today. Watch it. I just saw it. Not watch it like, watch what you said. I'm saying watch the video I just did on this. Because I showed. Do I have my, yes, I did. All right. So someone who made the max from 25 to 65 made the max. That's $160,000 a year adjusted each and every year with a 3% inflation would pay $629,000 in taxes. $629,000. All right, that's 160,000 this year, whatever it is next year, 165,000, 172,000, whatever it is. 6.2% as the employee would put in $629,000 in taxes. All right, that's compounded. She or he, if they live till 80 years old, that means they only took they took Social Security at 67. They only took 13 years of social. It's 13 years. Would get $1.73 million of Social Security. All right. That person would get almost 3 times what they put in. Both were compounded. The taxes they paid as well as the earnings that growth. And that's only live until 80. If they live till 88, that person put in 629,000 compounded over 40 years. The max would get $3.095 million compounded. All right. So that means adjusted, not adjusted for inflation in nominal numbers. Now, if you're self-employed like me, you put both sides. So it would be 12.4%. So I would have put in 629 times 2 is whatever that is. What's 629 times 2? 629 times 2. $1.258 million into the system. If I died at 80, I only had 13 years of taking Social Security, I would have made 1.733. Even if I was self-employed, I'm making $500,000 more than what I put in. Again, it's not $500,000 in real dollars, it's nominal, but I'm still making more than I put in. It's just fact. On top of that, if I lived until I was 88, I would make 3.095 million, which would be twice what I put in. This is just a fact, man. It's just no two ways around it. And that's just because I got a basically 4% rate of return on government bonds. Now, Andrew even goes on, makes it worse. He talks about Medicare, that you'll never get the money you put into Medicare because you're going to get way more than you put into Medicare. Hey, we don't know that to be true. And I don't have the numbers here, but I did in my video. I showed you explicitly. Right now you're paying 1.45 on either side. So for $100,000 you make, you pay $1,450 a year for Medicare. So basically, what's that? $2,900 a year is going into your Medicare each and every year. Unlike Social Security, though, once you're on Medicare, the premiums still go. You don't have to pay for the Part A, but you got to pay for Part B, Part D, and most likely a supplemental policy. And those things, about $500 a month, compounded at, in this case, 5.5% interest rate. So you're going to spend a hell of a lot of money on Medicare. And if you died 80, most likely you're not taking any advantage of that Medicare. I mean, a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But you're not spending $1 million in Medicare. So Medicare, you would probably pay more taxes in premium payments than you actually get out for the vast majority of people. But the whole thing is, it's just the argument that Andrew Biggs is using here is just wrong. It's just completely wrong. I mean, again, it's right, but it's wrong, if that makes sense. If your IRA grew from 100,000 to 200,000, that Andrew would say that's not your money. You didn't earn it. Well, it's called unearned income. You didn't actually earn it by digging ditches, but you took the risk. You put the money away, you deferred your consumption. And Social Security is a forced deferring of consumption. I'm telling you right now, guys, if you think the America that you know would not consume that money and invest it, you're crazy. If they said you can opt out, people are going to say, oh, I immediately got 7.65% pay raise. I'm going to go spend that money on new tattoos, a titanium phone, a new freaking cheesehead thing, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Hey, thanks, Douglas. Avenge yourselves. Live long enough to be a problem to your children. Hey, look, man, maybe the Lions will put up 70 against the Broncos. Look at that. That dog is the best. Yeah, well, and there you go, too. Then other beneficiaries. Look, I'm not saying. I don't know, is this Chris Plant from Newsmax? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about Newsmax. I mean, I know about him. I know that Mark Dice likes Newsmax because he can't stand Fox. But what I'm saying, other beneficiaries are covered, such as survivor benefit. What I'm saying, look, there's no perfect thing. On top of that, though, in the video I did earlier, I showed you that the guy who deferred that 12.4% instead, or even if he didn't matter, 12.4%, either it's a self-employed individual, is an employed individual getting 6.2 from his employer. There's a decent chance that money was gone before he died. 50% chance, and I'm only giving a 5.5% rate of return. So hopefully he gets more than that. Who knows? But I'm not banking on that. I don't think you should. I think most people. Actually, my wife just texted me something from San Diego. I've never been to San Diego. I really don't want to go to California, but I'm going to have to go see my daughter at some point. Oh boy, I might come back. You know what I'm saying? I might come back kind of light. You know what I'm saying? Light. Well, book you recommend to me, Javier? Oh, oh. As a retired Social Security, so here's Penelope. Social workers don't make crap, and social workers do. And I talked to Penelope. You like this? I dealt with a social worker up in Nebraska or Ohio. I think it was Nebraska, Iowa. As Iowa, and she wasn't making crap, dude. And she was working her ass off trying to serve her fellow man. I just, dude, what a just legend. Why Conservatives Failed by Martin Goldberg. No, I have not, but I'm going to read Mark Dice's one for sure. And just what a legend, man. What am I doing on next weekend on Christmas Eve? Hugh is ready to track Santa on Christmas Eve. Okay. I think we got a troll here. So let's ban the troll. Get out of here, troll. I don't want you around. But anyway, that person was just friggin'. I'll never forget. I said, dude, for the grunt work she did in helping people, she wasn't paid nearly enough. And just what a legend. So kudos to Penelope, my residential bot, for being a social worker because that's a tough. She told me some of those stories. I'm just like, damn, it's horrible, and it's just another reason why we don't be messing with Social Security. Exactly, 100% Jill. And everybody knows that. Everybody knows it. Anyway, all right. You're right. Most people would have far less than Social Security if they kept fighting. I 100%, and they would never do it. Just we know why Conservative Failed by Martin Goldberg. Let me look him up though. I'll look it up right now, Javier. So why conservatism failed because we followed the Bill Buckley thing. It's got because Bill Buckley's such a clown, and that we followed the Bill Buckley model, which clown. I mean, let's see. All right, so here's this book that he was talking about. Is only new book. Yeah, but they don't want to be. It's a good book. It'll wake up the boomer conservatives. Plus, his YouTube channel is great. Yeah, but they don't want to be woken up. A lot of the they people like the idea of us versus them. They just do, man. And I did too for many years. I mean, 100%, man. Yeah, exactly. Didn't everyone invest their COVID stimulus checks? Yeah, right. I'm sure they did. Exactly. Despite years of apparent dominance atop the American political system with millions of nationwide adherents, the right seldom wins a major victory. Is why we have clear answer. Martin Goldberg carefully investigates the inherent contradictions of conservatism, drawing on why it's false. So careful attention is afforded to the effective political strategy and state power methods that serve the cause of triumphing era. All right. All right. Empty slogans, aspirational appeals replace actual policy as the state grows, families wither, and culture booms. Yeah, because we lose a culture war. So let's look at Mark Dice's, the Mark Dice, the war on conservatives. So we know for a fact that politics is downstream of culture, and if we don't have the culture, we're not going to have the politics. And we're starting to get it now. We're starting to because the people are sick of the lefties, for sure. But we don't want a culture of Ben Shapiro's. We want a culture of people like Mark Dice. You know what I'm saying? We want a culture of going back the way it was. And I don't mean the way it was like, I'm just saying at the end of the day, personal responsibility, you know what I'm saying? Freaking take care of your home front first. And we're not taking care of the home front. And certainly not giving all this money to Israel, Ukraine, having freaking boats going all over the world trying to police up what the hell's going on in Syria. No. Get rid of all that crap. And certainly saying, no, we're not being involved in your stupid foreign wars. If we don't fight them over there, Putin's going to fight us here. If we don't fight them over there, Hamas is going to fight us here. And then we have this just flux of millions of people coming in. Just the whole thing's such a clown show. And it is what it is, man. So It's got to be back to making sure that men and women marry, they have babies. You know what I'm saying? And sadly, we're gonna have to say there's gonna be some sacrifices, man. You're not gonna build a. I hate to say it. But I don't hate to say it. We had a crappy old house growing up. When Charlotte and I first got married, it's okay to have a crappy old house when you first get married. It's okay to have a crappy old house when you're later in your life too. If you like the house you're in, is content, then be content. That's what we need to teach conservatives. Stop trying to make all the money. Just be content. Be content. Contentment is king. Anyway, so here's Mark Dice's book right here, War on Conservatives. If you're not following Mark Dice on YouTube, you are RONG. Conservatives are under attack on numerous different fronts by well-funded, highly organized Marxist movement. The war is being waged in the public schools, university, in corporate America. Yep. American symbols and holidays. Yep. LGBT extremists are preying on children, while white people are being systematically demonized by critical race theory, which is just anti-whiteism in disguise. And millions of legal immigrants have been allowed to invade the country. All while censorship on social media is being leveraged by cancel culture. Democrats are even inciting and endorsing violence against their opponents. And there are even traitors in our midst, cowardly conservatives and rhinos who have sold out for principles. Our principles of profit and power, 100%. So I haven't read this yet, but I'm definitely gonna. That's for sure. That's for sure. Because I like Mark Dice. Big fan. Oh, I can't stand freaking Ben Shapiro. I literally, I never even liked him. It's not that I never understood the why all these people like Ben Shapiro. I never understood it. I was like, really? Like Rush Limbaugh was the reason Rush Limbaugh was so good is because he's funny. I never liked what's the other guy's name, Sean Hannity. Never liked Mark Levin. Never liked Savage. None of those guys. You had to be funny. I think Michael Savage could be funny on occasion, but never liked the angry conservatives guy. That just bores the hell out of me. That's why I like Owen Benjamin. That's why I love. I love Rush Limbaugh. Mark Dice can be funny. There's a couple other guys that crack me up too. That's why I like Sticks Hammer. I don't watch. I don't watch him that much anymore. Not that I hate him. Right? It frankly just bores me. I just don't care. But you gotta be funny, dude. You gotta make people laugh. Paul Joseph Watson. I like him. He cracks me up. There's another one I'm missing, man. There's a couple of the I forgot, but funny fills in the. I do know about Michael Jones. Michael Jones, you mean? Michael Jones. Yes, I'm a fan. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am a fan of Michael Jones. And I know that means that means I'll probably be banned. Oh, I say he's a grifter. Yeah, I don't know about that. I just don't watch him that much. And frankly, I just saw a video he did today where he made a good point about let's just put it this way, how somehow there's a group of people that have all of a sudden made us take on the universities but that same group of people was in on it when it's going after other groups of people, if you know what I'm saying. And I don't want to say too much more than that because I'll get banned. But it's just like it's true though. And that's 100%. I was surprised they were Sticks Hammer say that, frankly. I was like, whoa, all right, because it's true. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Conservative Inc. is mad about the universities, but for 20 years they didn't say crap. I'm like, man, I don't know about that. I don't know how does he make money grifting on them. I mean, I don't get it. I mean, he probably does, but I get over that. Like the grifting thing, I don't like it. It's like Mark Dice was saying about Ben Shapiro. Goes, people call me a grifter because I'm promoting my book, and here's Ben Shapiro with all these promo codes, and he's I like that. I just like Mark Dice. There's no other way around it. Paul Joseph Watson's a little bit of a he sells stuff which is annoying, but it's okay. People got to make money. It doesn't bother me. I just don't buy it. Who talks so fast? Ben Shapiro. Charles Krauthammer. No, he went south on us, man. Krauthammer, George Will, all those old guys I used to like. They all went south on us. It's crazy. Thomas Sowell never did. Thomas Sowell never sold out. George Will, and they mind you, Krauthammer, George Will. They both wrote for the Washington Post, so it should be shocking there. Who's the other guy who sold out on us? What the hell was his name, man? There's another guy, a media guy. There's a media darling on the right. I forgot who it was, but Krauthammer. No, he's sad he died. But he sold George Will. Krauthammer is another guy too. I forgot, but another guy was Mona Charen, then the chick Jennifer Rubin. All these guys do. They just sold out. It's just it's sad. Mona Charen. I was surprised to see her. R. Emmett Terrell did not, which I liked. From the American Spectator, he stayed. There's another guy though. I'm drawing a blank. It's kind of like Victor David Hanson. Yep, he stayed on. Yep. Nah, libertarians are silly. There's no libertarians that's worth a dime. None. They're all big government. You know, they love their space, they love their nuclear bombs, they love their freaking vaxes, and they love their military. But man alive, you talk about Social Security. Just if you watch that video I posted a link to a libertarian thing, and hey, Denise is still here. They love military, they love their vaccines, they love their space stuff. I'm not a big fan of Dennis Prager that much either. I mean, he's okay. I just don't listen to him. I don't want to say I don't like the guy. I just don't listen to him. I just don't. These all these right wing guys kind of after Rush Limbaugh, none of them mean anything to me anymore. It's just like I love Rush. I cried when he died because he has just such a big impact in my life. He just Rush brought me up. You know what I'm saying? As he never met me or anything like that. I never called into the show, but the guy just made me laugh, man. He liked talking football. He talked, golfing. He talked. It's just freaking. Just loved Rush Limbaugh, man. It's absolutely, I mean, we knew he was going to die. It's just sad. It just, it's like one of those things. You get sad when you're done reading a good book. You're like, man, time marches on. That's a liberal leftist, not a libertarian. Josh, who you talking about, man? Liberal leftist, not a libertarian. I'm not sure who you talk about. Legacy Studio, because Jennifer Rubin was supposedly the conservative. Mona Sharon, I've been following her for decades, man. Look, I used to get the National Review. I've been getting it since 1992. I used to get Commentary Magazine. Podehurst, John Podehurst, that's the guy. Podehurst, whatever his name is. Yeah, Larry Elder's funny. I do like Larry Elder. Yeah. A lot of libertarians do, Jill. They believe the science. It's weird, man. I know we used to call them libertarians. Oh, 100% right. I completely agree with it, brother. Yeah, I knew we used to call them libertarians, was not remote. Yeah, 100%, man. I like Larry Elder. A lot of black guys are pretty funny, actually, when it comes to this stuff. I mean, even like Kwame Brown, he's pretty. I don't want to say he's a liberal, but he's he's a black guy. He's definitely pro-black, but he cracks me up, and he tells it like it is. I like him a lot. But he's pretty good. Yeah. Michael Lewis, good to teach your granddaughter. Oh, I didn't see that. I wish it was shown in the past. He's very thought provoking, but I've worked on the show enough. I just like my Prager's dog. He always cried. Think about Prager. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to. Oh, Javier, you can't say that, brother. Come on. See this? You can't say that. Come on. This is the problem. You can't say it. You can't say that. You can't. No, does a nuclear bomb actually exist? Something to think about. You can't say. There's certain things we can't say, and frankly, we probably should not say. You know what I'm saying? So come on, Javier. See, that's the problem, man. When you start saying that, you hurt your argument because no one wants to hear that. Especially on the right. On the left, they don't mind, but on the right, they don't want to hear it. So don't do that again because it's bad. You capture more people with what they say with honey than vinegar. If that makes sense. So Javier, be loving. Open up those freaking Mexican arms, man. Those Texican arms, and show the people. I bet you're married to a wife who makes some kick-ass freaking Tex-Mex. Eat some of that and bring joy. You can still have views, but you shouldn't say them explicitly in this day and age because you'll go the way of Owen Benjamin and some of these other Alex Jones. Alex Jones actually is funny. Alex Jones is funny. Alex Jones banned Owen Benjamin from his. Don't forget, Owen Benjamin used to be on with Prager and Dave Rubin. All these guys. Owen Benjamin was like the cat's meow for kind of this kind of stuff. Prager, he all this stuff. And Owen Benjamin started saying stuff. I say, wait a second, man. Started questioning things, the way my man Javier did, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he was banned from Alex Jones. It's funny, man. And Yeah, I don't think they didn't do Hiroshima the way they say. Follow my man. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna show my man Crow Triples. If you guys really want to get in some fun, Crow 777 radio. Yeah, here we go. And if you guys want to have a good time, I've shared this with you guys before. Dude, tacos freaking crush. I love Mexican food, man. I love Mexico. I'm more of an Alex Jones fan from every day. Yeah, I don't know, man. Alex Jones, I get you, Jill. I mean, just because he's outside it, but I don't know. He just kind of bores me. I don't know. Oh, I'm getting a little. Anyway, so we're looking for Hiroshima. Hold on a second. Hiroshima. And ow, I gotta log in. Hold on a second. My battery's going dead here too. So let me log in real quick. Hiroshima right there. Blink. No, it's not gonna do that. Go to Nagasaki. So I gotta do a nuclear. There we go. I'm not gonna find it. Oh, yeah, right here. No nukes at the crossroads. This is a great episode if you guys want to listen to it. I gotta get out because I'm losing my battery. No nukes at the crossroads. All right, I'm getting out of here, guys. God bless. Appreciate y'all being here. Say your prayers. Most important thing we can do is to love the Lord, because if loving the Lord is wrong, we don't want to be right. All right, we'll see you guys. Thanks again.